Welcome back to my channel. I'm Heman. Before I begin today's video, I would just like to give you a brief about myself. For those of you who are still wondering who I am or would like to know a little bit more about me. So, I'm a spiritual coach and energy healer, and why I chose spiritual coaching is because I believe that healing is not linear. It requires you to be balanced on all levels. Your emotions, mind, your body, and your soul. Everything has to be in balance, in harmony, and only then can you be, totally happy or peaceful or aligned with your divine purpose. So, to that extent, I used to work as a counselor earlier and as a relationship counselor in specific. That was my specialty. But I realized that was not enough. I felt like healing, a lot more healing was required in different areas of our lives to bring harmony and balance into sort of a holistic lifestyle for people. So therefore, I chose spiritual coaching and energy healing as my own life purpose and life path. And now let's come back to the question today: why are we born as a man or a woman? And to answer this question in as best or fair manner as we can, I would like to go back to looking at a spiritual aspect, such as the laws of balance, the spiritual laws of balance. And to that extent, to understand the spiritual laws of balance, we need to know that everything works in harmony, in balance, in alignment. If everything is is functioning in a balanced manner, like if any aspect is too much to one side or the other, then there could be chaos or disharmony, discord, conflict, wars, and the like. So to enjoy peace and to come back to your natural state of being, it is desirable to work on balancing everything and to maintain harmony. We all live on hope, and even if it's a faintest hope, but it's something that helps us get our desires fulfilled. And when we are born, we are meant to obey certain laws, and although we have certain amount of free will, the rest is decided by our thoughts, our actions, our deeds, and ancestral karma, as well as our past life karma, which means our past actions and thoughts. So the general blueprint is pre-designed by us and our masters before we are born. So it's important to state here that we are born for a purpose. We feel happy when we are in harmony and things are balanced. And to keep things balanced and harmonious, we need to do our bit daily to strive to maintain it that way. For instance, we need to be kind to ourselves and others. We need to lower our expectations of ourselves as well as others. We need to be active a certain amount of time, and we also need to rest as well. We need to accept night just as we accept day. We need to address our fears just as we accept love. Even if one aspect is imbalanced, a certain amount of chaos happens, like I mentioned earlier, for ourselves and also our surroundings. Our every decision, thought, and action decides our future lives, and we suffer based on our past actions, thoughts, karmas, ancestral karma as well. So we have to learn to balance every aspect as best as we can to ascend and to attain liberation. With respect to being born as a man or woman, we are born and have many lives as well as lifetimes previously, and we are born as various species and living beings, ultimately until we get the human birth as a good karma. Now, being born as a man or woman is also a choice that we make based on the law of balance. If we have more masculine qualities such as logic, aggressiveness, independence, freedom, structure, unable to express ourselves, working for identity, fame, protection, and so on, then we could be called to balance with more feminine qualities of being kind, soft, nurturing, passive, intuitive, compassionate, loving, caring, and so on. So if we are born a certain gender, then it could mean that we have to bring the other the other aspect into balance and harmony into ourselves as well, to integrate ourselves into our collective consciousness. So for example, knowing that you are now born as a woman. For example, if you're a woman, then what can you do to see that you are more aligned with your feminine qualities? You're working on yourself to attain more psychic abilities, intuition, and all of this can happen only when you start working on your self-love, self-care, slowing down, taking rest, getting enough of everything, not just being completely responsible but also caring for yourself. To be able to care for others, we should also learn to balance and care for ourselves as well. So when you attain that balance, then you can completely embody that particular aspect. For example, being born as a woman. So since everything has to come into balance, it could be that we are born as men and women, and ultimately we seek each other across lifetimes to come together in a harmonious union. So this can be extended to the concept of twin flames. For example, we have heard of twin flames a lot, and there's a lot of confusion around this, saying, does everyone have a twin flame? Of course we should have a twin flame if you look at the law of balance, right? Because if you are one half and your twin flame is another half, then you both will keep searching for each other until you can become one whole part. So this does not mean that you are incomplete. This does not mean, the literal half where you feel you are incomplete and the other person is incomplete. It's not like that, but more of understanding, like you are one complete part and then your divine counterpart is another complete part, but together you make something more magical together, and that is a complete whole in itself. So without putting our ego into this and saying, oh, I'm a half and I'm not complete, or I'm not less than anyone, or something like that, because there are a lot of people who say that as well. Oh, how can you say that, one is I'm a half and then that means I'm not complete or I'm less in any way. That's not true. So it's just a generic or a hypothetical way of putting it as, two parts come together to make one whole part. So of course those two parts are just stated as halves, but it's not necessarily or literally a half. You are complete and whole on your own, and your counterpart is as well. But when you come together in union, that's when you achieve your complete harmony. So first of all, you need to learn to work on all your qualities, all the aspects, all your duties, and all your bigger soul purpose that you're working on. Continue to do that, so also your counterpart. And then when you finally meet each other or come into union, you also achieve a higher purpose together. So maybe together you are meant to do certain things for the world around you, or for people around you, for mankind, or to achieve some sort of spiritual purpose together. This can be different based on different people and based on your individual lessons as well as your collective lesson. But that could be one of the reasons that we're born as man or woman. So just knowing that ultimately it's all about coming into union, coming into balance, and that if you are a certain way, see and question yourself how you can work on balancing this particular aspect within yourself. And if something is less, or if you're working on more masculine qualities, then try to bring those feminine qualities into your own life. And know that you do have a counterpart out there, even if you don't meet them in this lifetime. At some point you will. And if you feel I want to meet them faster, then work on your own healing, your own self-discovery, your own path, your own journey. Just as I did, to become a spiritual coach, I had to learn my lessons. I had to undergo all the painful sufferings that I did across this lifetime, and probably the previous lifetimes as well, to be able to do my own self-discovery, to be able to figure out religion or whatever questions I had as a seeker, to figure out all of that for myself, to do self-realization, spiritual awakening, self-discovery, working on my shadow aspects as well, understanding boundaries, and then how to heal all of that and come into union within myself to be able to figure out what next. So it's your own individual journey and healing as well, and bringing your aspects as well as your counterparts aspects into balance, and then you can expect going into union or going into a complete ascension for yourself as well as a counterpart, and together as a whole. So I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, do reach out to me. And I've also got a course on Udemy called Understanding Spirituality. If you have any more questions, or if you are a seeker like me and you want to figure out what spirituality is all about, you can look at that course or reach me at the links below to book a spiritual coaching session. And happy soul searching. Thank you.